Good morning, students. How are you today? I hope all of you are fine. And now we are going to start our next topic, that is internal trade, right? So, first of all, I will make you clear that what is the meaning of trade, right? And the meaning of trade is simply, in the words of commerce, we say that the buying and the selling activities of the goods are called trade activities, right? And trade activities include group of peoples, merchant, middlemen, traders, and trader buy goods from the producers and sells them to the consumer, right? So in this way, trade is a simply buying and selling of the goods, right? Now let's discuss about the trade. Trade is generally divided into two parts. One is internal trade, second is external trade. Internal trade means the trade which is performed within the boundaries of a country, right? That is called internal trade. For example, we are purchasing goods from Delhi, Rajasthan, Jaipur, right? That is called internal trade. And when we are purchasing goods from the foreign countries like America, right? So that is called external trade when we are buying goods and services from outside the country. That means import and export. That includes external trade. And internal trade will be further divided into two parts, that is wholesale trade and retail trade, right? So first of all, I will let you clear that what is the meaning of wholesale trade and retail trade, right? The wholesale trade is actually the trade in which the person who buys the goods in the large quantities from the producer and sell them in the small quantities to the retailers. Actually, he is the middleman between producer and the retailers. And the wholesalers are the actually persons and the businessmen who get earning between these two parties. So what the wholesale trade has qualities or characteristics that is in front of you. First is it is a intermediary between primary producer and the retailer. Retailer is the person who sells the goods to directly to customer. And secondly, wholesaler operates on large scale and he deals only few goods, right? For example, a wholesaler may be of sugar. He will deal only sugar and he will purchase sugar in large quantity from sugar mills and give to the small retailers in small quantity. And next is not directly dealt with individual customer. The wholesaler do not directly deal with customers. Actually, the customer are in connection with the retailers only. So these wholesalers are not generally known to the customer, right? And next is sell goods in small quantity. The wholesaler generally purchases the goods from the producer in large but sell the goods in the small quantity to its retailer, right? So these are the characteristics of the actually wholesale trade, right? So you may have a view that like this may be the wholesale type showroom or departmental store, you may tell that, where the number of goods are limited but large quantity is there, right? Let's discuss about what are the functions of wholesale trade. Yeah, wholesaler, right? So first of all, the wholesaler actually do the function of assembling. The wholesaler collects the goods from the different manufacturers and store them in his warehouse or godown and provide the retailers in the required quantity, right? And second is grading. The grading is the job done by the wholesaler, right? And in grading he sort out actually the goods on the basis of quality, size and content and designs and give them a different packing accordingly, and also sold them to the different retailer according to their requirement. And next function is warehousing. Actually, the goods are kept in warehouse or godown for the distribution to retailers and when required. So for it, the wholesaler has to keep a go down for it. After that, transporting also is a function performed by wholesaler. He move the goods from one place to like production place to the warehouse, and then from warehouse to the retailer, and this function is also performed by the wholesaler. And next one is the risk bearing. The wholesaler assumes the great risk because he buys the goods and store the goods in the large quantity. All the risk shouldered by him until the goods are not sold to the customer, right? Pricing of the product is also given by the wholesaler. Wholesaler fix the prices of the goods in which he deals in, and based on this, retailer also determine the consumer price. And next function is financing. Wholesaler generally gives the financial help to the producer as well as to the retailer. How? Actually, the wholesaler give advance to the producer for producing goods sometimes, and also give the goods on the credit to the retailers until the customer did not pay to them. And next one is the distribution. The wholesaler by selling the goods to the retailer as when needed in the small quantity facilitate smooth distribution of the goods to the customer, right? And next one is the collecting information. All the information are collected by the wholesaler about the producer as well as the retailer, because both parties have to contact with him. So these are the functions of wholesaler. Now let's talk about the services of wholesaler. Actually, the functions and the services are almost same to each other. And the services of the wholesaler, first of all, the large scale production is normally whenever is performed by the producer when he gets the order from the wholesaler, right? And next is the services is the bulk purchase, like large quantity में जो है वो goods purchase करेगा. And next one is specialization. As the marketing also done by the wholesaler, producer can more focus on the production work and more on the specialization. And ready market, wholesaler provides a ready market for the mass produced goods. यानी कि these are the services which are provided by the wholesaler to the producers, right? And after that, the better use of the capital. Wholesalers actually usually purchase the goods for cash and accepts the bill of exchange. Manufacturers need not keep large stock of raw material or finished goods. तो इस तरह से मैन्युफैक्चरर्स यानी कि प्रोड्यूसर्स के बहुत हेल्प करते हैं. एंड नेक्स्ट इज द वेयर हाउसिंग इज द फंक्शन. इट इज़ आल्सो परफॉर्म लाइक स्टोरेज का काम भी कौन कर रहा है? होलसेलर कर रहा है, राइट? इन दिस वे द इट आल्सो helps the producer and he does not need to maintain go down for the produced goods, right? So these are the services which are provided by the wholesaler to the manufacturer. So in services of wholesaler, supply of raw material, sometimes the wholesaler stocks large quantities, and as a result the makes them available the producers whenever they need it. And also wholesaler provide the market information to the producer time to time according to the change of fashion, taste of consumer, and passes to the consumer producer. And financing is also helped by the by the wholesaler to the manufacturer, and most of the time he give the advance money. And transportation is also a facility in the supply of raw material, as well as ready goods are transferred to the godown, then the goods are transferred to the customer as well. In that case, the transportation facility is also provided by the wholesaler. And the risk taking is also a function of the wholesaler, which entire the goods immediately on the production. He will purchase and the risk of the any loss or damage while storage or transit, that is with the wholesaler, right? So in this way, these are the services which are provided by the wholesaler to the manufacturer or producer. Now let's discuss about the services of the retailer. The retailer is providing so many services, right? So the services provided by the retailers are: first, it is a buying center for all varieties of goods, right? So we can say that the services of the retailers towards the wholesaler as well as the consumer, right? Because he is the middleman between customer as well as wholesaler. So it is a buying center. This means customers के लिए variety of goods provide कर रहा है at one place that is nearby to them. And secondly, storage facilities. By holding the large stock of the goods near the retailer, the wholesaler also help them. And credit facilities also provided by the wholesaler to retailer as well, and until the customers did not give the payment to them. And the information about the new products, whenever a new product in the market exists in, the retailer provide it to the wholesaler, and wholesaler as well provide to the producer. Accordingly he will produce the product. And next is the specialization. So wholesaler actually deals in a limited goods, and naturally he will be specialized in that kind of goods, as they offer expert advice in the to the retailer on those goods, right? So in services of retailers, the quick supply of the goods is there possible with the help of retailer. Whenever the customer needs, retailer provide them. And price stability, wholesaler actually is in the control of supply of goods. He regulates the supply according to the demand, and also stabilize the price of the product. And next is the advertisement. Advertisement is also a function that have to perform by the wholesaler, right? And after that, as the wholesaler is providing advertisement or information about the product, then the customer is already aware by the product, and he may purchase the product from the retailer as well. And supply of goods at reasonable price. The service is provided by the wholesaler to the retailer is that the goods are provided at the reasonable price. Reduced risk, wholesaler actually most of the risk that is connected with the marketing also is actually retained with the wholesaler, such as the fluctuating in price, loss of goods, etc. So in that cases the services are provided by the wholesaler, right? So these are the services provided the wholesaler as well as a retailer, right? So till now we have discussed the wholesale trade. Now we will discuss the retail trade. First of all, what is the retail trade? The term retailer is derived from the French word that is retail, which means to cut. And a retailer is the person who buy goods in large quantity from the wholesaler and cuts them into small loads and sell them to the ultimate customer, right? So this is called retail trade. And now let's discuss about the characteristics of the retail trade. First of all, a retail is the last link in the chain of the distribution. Means now there is a next no step to transfer the goods to the ultimate customer. And next is the sell them to the ultimate customer, that is the retailer, and he interact with them. He has directly linked with them, and he act as a connecting link between wholesaler and consumer, as he is the person who actually retailer is the person who actually purchase the goods in large quantity and give to the customer in small quantity, right? So he acts as a link or middleman between these two parties, and he deals within a wide variety of goods. The retailer actually keep a large number of variety of goods in his shop, as the customer's requirement nearby him, right? And so the in case of the, अगर हम ये कहें कि marketing के point of view से, the retailer plays a very important role in the marketing. He has to even decorate his shops so that the customer attract with the product and induced to buy for those products, right? So in this way we may say that the retailer is the last chain which is very important from point of view customer. Now let's discuss about the functions of the retailer. What are the functions actually performed by the retailer? First of all, the choice of the goods is available here. Wide variety of the goods are here. Secondly, ready stock will be there, right? And market information, because he is directly interacting with the customer and he may know about the taste and the preference of the customer and collect the information from him and give to the wholesaler. And next is the financing, and they meet the actually cost of goods purchased, storage and transportation, etc. And advertising, the retailer undertakes the sale promotional activities like displaying the goods in their shop in an attractive way, right? And so in this way he can sell goods and on more quantity. Transportation is generally arranged by the transportation of goods from wholesaler to the premises of their shop and in turn to the doors of the customer, right? So these are the functions of the retailer as well. Now let's discuss about what is the difference between retailer and the wholesaler. And wholesaler actually he sell the goods to the retailers, and the retailers sell goods to the consumer. First basic difference is that. And secondly, goods purchased by wholesaler are meant for resale, and the goods purchased by the retailer are meant for final sale, right? And the goods sold by the wholesaler remain within the channel of the distribution, and the goods sold by the retailer go out for the channel out from the channel of distribution. And the wholesaler deals with good in large quantities and retailer deals within small quantities. And retailer actually concentrate on one or few products, but retailer deals in variety of goods, and the prices of the wholesaler is comparatively lower and the prices of the retailer is higher. And connecting link between the producer and the retailer is the wholesaler, and the retailer is the actually link between wholesaler and consumer, right? So this is the basically difference between wholesaler and retailer, right? After that we will discuss the services of retailers, like retailers जो हैं क्या क्या services दे रहे हैं किस किस को, right? That we will discuss. Retailers provide so many services to producer as well as wholesaler. So the retailers provide the ready market for the product, right, for the manufacturer as well as wholesaler. And small order, manufacturer and the wholesaler are delivered of the task of collecting a large number of small orders from the consumer. And market information is also provided by the retailer to wholesaler as well as producer, as he is a directly connecting link with the consumer. Advertisement by displaying goods in their shop attractively is also a style of advertisement for product of the producer. So in this way retailer are providing these services. And popularizing news product, न्यू प्रोडक्ट अगर कोई मार्केट में आता है लॉन्च होता है तो उसके लिए भी रिटेलर्स जो है उसको सेल कराने में प्रोड्यूसर्स और होलसेलर की हेल्प करते हैं. सो दीज आर द सर्विसेज प्रोवाइडेड बाय द रिटेलर to producer as well as wholesaler. Now let's discuss the what are the services which are provided by the retailer to consumer. Right. First of all, in selection of goods, he help the consumers in selection of goods. He shows a variety of goods and also tell them their benefits as well as the prices and the qualities. And next is ready availability. And ready availability is means whenever the customer needs, he will provide them at the earliest possible. And next is consumer education. And whenever the consumer enters in the shop, he display the product and also give information all about the product, how that product is useful for him. In this way, he is providing all knowledge about the product to the customer, right? And next is credit facility. Credit facility is also provided by the retailer to the customer, and the customer which are very in a nearby area and known to the businessman, they take a credit facility from the retailer as well. After that, assistance in buying. Sometimes consumer get confused to buy which one product. Then in that case, the retailer also help them to guide which product they should choose according to their affordability as well as taste. Right. And door delivery and after sales services are also provided by the retailers to the consumer. And after sales services like warranty and guarantee ki services, right? So in this way we may see that there are so many services which are provided by retailer to consumer. Now let's discuss about the types of retail trade, right? Retail trade is divided into actually two parts. फर्स्ट इज इंटर्न ट्रेडर्स. ये वो ट्रेडर्स हैं जो जिनकी कोई फिक्स शॉप नहीं है, जो घूमते फिरते ही अपना प्रोडक्ट सेल करते हैं, जिसमें आपके चीप जैक्स, होकर पेडलर्स, मार्केट ट्रेडर्स, रोड साइड लाइक जो सेल करने वाले प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं, वो सारे रिटेलर्स आएंगे. और ये टॉपिक आपका सिलेबस में से अब डिलीट हो गया. एंड नेक्स्ट वन इज द फिक्स शॉप ट्रेडर्स. फिक्स शॉप ट्रेडर्स भी आपके टू टाइप्स के, एक है स्मॉल स्केल, एक है लार्ज स्केल. जो स्मॉल स्केल के फिक्स शॉप रिटेलर्स हैं, दैट इज आल्सो डिलीटेड फ्रॉम योर सिलेबस, राइट. वो आपने नहीं करने. आपने ओनली क्या करने हैं, फिक्स शॉप रिटेलर जो कि लार्ज स्केल पे बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, जिसमें आपके 5 टाइप्स के आपके रिटेलर्स हैं. डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर, मल्टीपल शॉप्स, supermarket, mail order business house and cooperative stores, right? And we will discuss in detail it now. So I have already told you the large scale fixed retailer are in their syllabus, in your syllabus right now, and remaining topics have been deleted, right? You don't need to go through that topic. So firstly we will discuss the departmental store. Departmental store is a large scale retailer, and it is a type of organization consisting of many departments, each dealing in one item under one roof and management, right? So this is called departmental store. For example, you may take like the Suvidha showroom, where is the garments are available, right? And you may see that on the ground floor there may be the garments from female. On the first floor there may be the garments for the male, and on the second floor the garments for the kids. So there may be the different departments for the different variety of product, but the goods or product will be only one. Only the variety of that product are available for different type of customer, right? So in this way, by preparing different departments, we may provide under one roof the requirement of different person, right? So this is a departmental store, and every department is managed by a departmental head who is the responsible for its all over dealing. So the features of departmental store are as follow. The large size, it is a large size scale retail organization, right? बड़े लेवल पे ही बिजनेस होता है, इसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट भी ज़्यादा होगी. एंड लोकेशन इज जनरली, इट इज़ सेंट्रलाइज्ड to the city, and so that it can attract the more and more customer. And next is spacious premises. इसकी जो building होगी that will be very spacious, and it accommodate different departments, then we need more space, right? And the variety of the goods is available here, and so under one roof the customer needs variety of goods, then they do not need to go any other place. And next is the amenities and the attraction. Sometimes the customer are also provided some facilities there, like water, yeah, tea facilities, restroom facilities, library. These kind of the facilities also attract the actually consumers. And no credit is given by these departmental store to any customer. Always there will be cash sale as, right? So these are the features of departmental store. So centralized purchase and the decentralized sale is actually the concept of the departmental store, and advertising is also done to increase the sale. And as the advertisement is also a very expensive point of view, is also done by these departmental store, and high cost of operation, as the rent and the advertising and the provision for the amenities increase the cost of the running a departmental store. And serving the upper class is generally, it serves the salaried and the rich class families. And door delivery, sometimes these departmental store also provide the products on the home delivery also. So in this way, these are the features of departmental store. So now let's discuss about the advantage of departmental store. First of all, location is ideal to every customer. And next is easy shopping is available here, and economic purchase is generally there, as the sale of production is on large level, right? And efficient staff will be there, and large capital is needed, as to have we have to stock the all types of the product. Amenities and the attraction to the customer, like free home delivery, restaurants, telephone booth, etc. These are the facilities. And effective sale promotions, right? So being a large organization, departmental store introduce effective publicity modes in various ways. So in this way, let's discuss now about the disadvantage of departmental store. First of all, heavy operational cost is there. The building का जो रेंट होगा वो भी हाई होगा. Amenities जो हम उनको दे रहे हैं, facilities, they are also costly. And the staff we have to appoint, that is very efficient, right? And we have to give also good salary. So, and the prices of these showrooms are also very high. And the location always situated in the town and cities, and these stores actually serve only the section of society which is very rich. The majority of the poor people or middle family people can't take the advantage of this kind of stores. Lack of personal contact, and because the large organization is there, there is a lesser personal contact with the customer. And inflexible nature, because of the fixed or inflexible nature, generally a particular department which incurs loss cannot be actually find out. And next is managerial problem. Effective and efficient management and the staff control become practically impossible sometimes, and serve only the rich persons, not the general people, right? And dependent on the advertisement. First of all, if the success of the departmental store depends upon the advertisement and the popularity of the departmental store, right? So in this way, these are the demerits or disadvantages of the departmental store. So our next fixed shop is, that is multiple shop, large size. A multi shop is a large scale retail organization in which a number of branches at different place under one ownership and management is there, and dealing in variety of goods, and the head office controls and owns and manage the branches through a branch manager, and the multiple shops are organized by the manufacturer to eliminate middlemen, and multiple shops may be defined as a system of branch shop operated under a centralized management and dealing in similar line of goods, right? So these are the multiple shops. Now let's discuss about the features of multiple shop. First of all, it is organized by joint stock company. It operates through the large number of the branches all over the area, and each shop has a deal in the same type of the product, and each shop also even decorated in the same style, like you may see in the McDonald's. Like these shops are generally resembles with each other at every place, right? And the product of the every McDonald's is almost same to same, and even the prices are also same, and product in deals in are the mean for everyday use, right? And their purchase are actually centralized, and the sale is actually decentralized. It is generally sells goods on the cash basis, not on any credit basis, and it processes flexibility in operation. An existing unprofitable branch may be closed anytime, right? It is an attempt on the part of the manufacturer to eliminate actually middleman, right? So it is a large scale retail organization which will help the consumer as well. Now our third type of the mail order business. Mail order business are those business in which retail business is done through the mail, and we receives the orders and delivers the articles through the post. Post office plays a very important role here. There is no direct contact between the buyer and the seller. This system of retailing actually enables the consumer to get goods at their doorstep without any expense and the trouble going on to the shop, right? So in this way, whenever we do the mail order business, simply the customer places the order, and the company receive the order and confirm the order, then shipping is done, order is packed and delivered the goods, and invoicing like bill we have to send and handle the payment. So in this way we do all the actually sale purchase through online during these days, right? Here the actually I'm telling to you the suitability of the goods for the mail order business. The goods which are of standard size and which are graded or branded can be purchased with the mail order, and they should be in lightweight and convenient for the post purpose also, and they should be well known for their utility, and they should not be easily perishable, जल्दी खराब नहीं होने चाहिए. They should not get damaged in the transit, and they should not be locally available, right? And even we may say that they should be the products which are very well known to the customer, right? So we may say that these are the goods which are suitable for the mail order business. The next one topic is the vending machine. Vending machine especially that is the useful for packed product for the sale, and low price product and with uniform size and the weight. and initial cost of the machine and its maintenance charges are on regular basis, and repair is very quite costly. And another is benefit is that there is no need to requirement of any salesman with it, but there is a drawback that consumer cannot see the product before buying it, and no return of the goods is also possible here. In spite of these the limitation, vending machine have become popular in retail sales of the high turnover and uniform size and the low price product. Generally, you may see that on the roadside, on the so many cities, the like tea, coffee machines are there, ice cream machines are there. Only you have to put a coin and that standard size product comes out. And there is no need to fix any salesman there. And even the services of these machine can be taken for the 24 hours, right? So this is way of selling goods directly to the customer without any middleman, right? So in this way the topic of the retail trade is completed now, right? Our topic is consumer cooperative stores. These stores actually even promoted by the consumer themselves, and it is the voluntary association of the consumer belonging to the middle or the lower income group for the purpose of supplying pure and unadulterated goods to the member itself at the fair price, right? So this is the actually consumer cooperative stores, right? And which is the large level stores presently working right now. So have a good day, thank you so much and goodbye. The next one topic is the vending machine. Vending machine is especially that is the useful for packed product for the sale and low price product and with uniform size and the weight, and initial cost of the machine and its maintenance charges are on regular basis, and repair is very quite costly. And another is benefit is that there is no need to requirement of any salesman with it, but there is a drawback that consumer cannot see the product before buying it, and no return of the goods is also possible here. In spite of these the limitation, vending machine have become popular in retail sales of the high turnover and uniform size and the low price product. Generally, you may see that on the roadside, on the so many cities, the like tea, coffee machines are there, ice cream machines are there. Only you have to put a coin and that standard size product comes out. And there is no need to fix any salesman there. And even the services of these machine can be taken for the 24 hours, right? So this is way of selling goods directly to the customer without any middleman, right? So in this way the topic of the retail trade is completed now, right? So have a good day, thank you so much and goodbye.